Beautiful. Good Shabbos.
I saw you reach underneath one time and like a musician, you came out with some candles. But if not, I'll find them.
There's candles. I don't see a lighter or matches.
Oh, well, we got that. Thanks. Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thanks,
you feeling okay?
Thanks.
Don't know if I should buy Kabbalat Shabbat. I'll see what I can do for you.
Oh, thank you. Mike Berger back there? Live and in person.
Mike Berger?
You giving out autographs afterwards, is that?
Good Shabbos, everyone. Welcome to the amazing group of young people at Cultural Leadership. We are so glad to have you all here. Are we out of sidurs? Is that what we're doing, Jeremy? Wow, okay. We got to print some more. You can tell if you're confused who the Cultural Leadership students are. They're the ones who aren't talking right now. It's the...
Saying they're well behaved and we're not.
Exactly. They haven't learned yet not to behave when they're here. It's, you know. The Jewish calendar, when you live it, when you feel it, when you internalize its rhythms, the Jewish calendar forces us to engage with the flow of the world that we don't control. Shabbat starts at sundown, no matter where you are, no matter when you are. Which means that the nature of Shabbos is different where you are and when you are. It's so easy in our world. It's so easy in our world to think that we are in charge, that we're the ones who control this. that we're the ones who can master all of creation around us, that we're here, in fact, to master creation, to control it, to exploit it. So Shabbos comes as a reminder. It's a reminder that we are just passengers on this rock floating through space. That there is so much that we don't control, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So for one day a week, we let go. We don't see ourselves as the masters of creation. We don't see ourselves as the stewards, as the controllers. We see ourselves as just a part of this big puzzle. We see ourselves as one small piece of a very big puzzle. And so we welcome Shabbos with the words of Shalom Aleichem, page 6. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem leShalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni leShalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem leShalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we take a moment to light the candles, to welcome in Shabbat with a little bit of fire, with a little more light in this world. To take a moment to reflect on what our week has been, on what we filled our week with, on what we filled our souls with. To take a moment to think about, as Rabbi Susan, as my rabbi says, to think about the schmutz that we have been carrying with us. In cultural leadership, people, if you don't know what schmutz is, you still know what schmutz is, I promise. Right? It's the homework that, oh my God, did you do it? Did you remember to do it? Did you do it well? It's the arguments with the people we love, with the people we're close to. It's the heaviness of the week. It's the awfulness of opening up a newspaper or turning on the news. It's the schmutz. And so we take a moment to exhale, to put it down for Shabbos, to put that schmutz away for this one day, knowing that it will be waiting for us after Shabbos is over. Don't worry, it's there. But somehow we'll be a little more able to carry it, a little more able to bear it. If we take a moment to exhale, if we take a day not to hold the world upon our shoulders. And so, Marion, can I put you on the spot? Would you light the candles for us?
We once did a Purim skit where nobody could light them. That's
We do that every Shabbat.
So we bring the light into ourselves. We hold it within us so that in this next week we can better refract it back out. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'hadlik ershah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Welcome Shabbos on page 8 with Lecha Dodi. The imagery of Shabbos like a bride entering into our space, entering into our souls, a unification like a wedding, where the two become one, where the differences between us begin to fade away. Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat neka habela. Shamo v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu elam yuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet ve'litchila u'lecha dodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela olecha dodi likras kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela likras Shabbat לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקום הברכה. תחילה והולך דודי לקרא כלה ונשבה נקבלה הולך דודי לקרא סקלה ונשבה נקבלה. We turn towards the entrance as we welcome Shabbos like a bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uvtzola toch emuneh ham segula boi chala wolecha dodi likra kala v'neshabat nikabela wolecha dodi likra skala v'neshabat nikabela v'neshabat nikabela. Remain standing as we turn towards Jerusalem. Wherever we find ourselves in the world, at the moment of Baruch Hu, at the moment when we really begin our prayers, because everything up to this point has been warm up. Jews all over the world, wherever we find ourselves, we turn towards Jerusalem, towards that city that in its name means Ir Shalom, city of peace, a prayer even within its name. But I like this idea. I used to think of it a lot when we were early in the pandemic and I wasn't seeing anyone's faces or even their masked faces, but staring into a computer screen. The sense that if we're all facing towards Jerusalem, we're all facing towards each other. be seated. Top of page 12. Evening the frayed edges of our lives, Marie, Maravim, Amen. Marie, Maravim, Amen. Evening the frayed edges of our lives, Marie, Varavim, Amen. Marie, Varavim, Amen. Before we say the Shema, which is the central prayer of our liturgy, the central statement of what it means to be a Jew, before we say the Shema, we hold on to two ideas that don't sit well with each other. We hold these two ideas in tension. Maimonides 1,000 years ago called them the prayer of love and the prayer of awe. And in Hebrew, of course, this word awe, yirah, is a word that's translated as awe, but also as fear. I think what he meant by fear, I think what our liturgy means by fear, what it means by awe is that sense of looking up into the stars, of looking up at them so far away, light that take billions of years to get here, and feeling so small. Backing away from our own lives, from the things that seem heavy and the things that seem light. But backing away until we are just a pale blue dot in a small universe amongst millions and billions of universes out there. And all of these galaxies, and all of these planets, and all of these 8 billion human beings, all on this tiny little pale blue dot. So we hold that smallness, but we also hold the prayer of love. And love in Hebrew, ahava, is connection. It's obligation. It's the way that we are bonded to each other, the way that we are responsible for each other, the way we are responsible to each other. It's where we find meaning. Our Torah says, places where we are obligated to each other, and the places where we support each other, where we build each other, where we love each other. So we cover our eyes as we let the difference and the distance between us fade away for words of Shema on page 15. It's your custom to rise. Please feel comfortable to do so, or be seated, or lay down, or argue about what the right thing to do is. That's the real custom. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai you're standing, you may be seated. We turn to page 16 for Via Hafta. For our meditation on the ways that we can use ritual, because this, I really believe it, this is what religion is supposed to be about when we do it right. It's supposed to be about rituals that keep us living closer to the way we aspire to live. I believe it so deeply that there is no such thing as values other than the values we live. Right? We can espouse all we want, all the goodness that we think is inside of ourselves, of all of the ways that we imagine ourselves being right and just and good. And yet in the end, it's about our impact. It's about how we live, not what we proclaim. Page 16. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם amen. Okay, we have a little bit of a trivia quiz only for our cultural leadership students here. Everyone else has heard this too much from me, so they don't get to play. Okay. For a Starbucks gift card, or Caldi's, or whatever your, beverage of choice purveyor is, who can name the most commonly repeated commandment in the Torah? In the Bible, in the Jewish Bible. What's the most commonly repeated commandment? Anyone have a guess? I love wrong answers, so let's hear them. No. Yeah, no CRC people get to play this game either. Yeah. Love Adonai your God with all your heart. We actually just said it. That was the beginning of that Hebrew chunk we just said. It's a great answer, and it's wrong. I'm sorry. No. Okay, other cultural leadership. Guesses. Let's hear them. God is one. Another biggie, right? One might even say part of the top 10. But no. It is not, in fact, the most commonly repeated commandment. Other guesses? No, we're getting shy. 2 people get them wrong. Yeah. You should love. Again, like beautiful, right? And actually, if you go verse by verse from the outside of the Torah in, right, until you get to the very middle verse of the Torah is V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But it is not, however, the most commonly repeated commandment in the Torah. One more guess, if we got one. I didn't hear you. Faith in them, yes. The most commonly repeated commandment in the Torah is some variation on you shall not oppress the stranger, the orphan, or the widow, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Almost all of the commandments that we have in the Torah go something like this. You get the commandment and then it says, and you shall do this because I am the Lord your God who led you out of Egypt to be your God. Right? That's the sort of classic. But not this commandment. Not this commandment, which is the most commonly repeated one. Instead, it is, you shall not oppress the most vulnerable in your society because you know what it was like to be oppressed. Over and over and over again, we repeat this in the Torah 36 times, the rabbis tell us. And I think it's because it's just not how humans work, right? It's not how we work in big groups. It's not how we work individually. It's so easy to pass along our traumas, to pass them to the next generation, to pass them along to those who are more vulnerable than us, right? Like you see it on the playground at recess and in elementary school. You see it the way that countries act towards other countries. You see it within countries. You see it within societies. We see it in racism, in transphobia, and homophobia. We see it in sexism and misogyny. We see it over and over again, that we pass our traumas on to those more vulnerable. And so the Torah 36 times says, how dare you? How dare you? You know what it is like to have been the stranger. How dare you allow anyone to be treated like that today? And so we sing Mi Chamocha. We take a moment to remember this moment of enslavement in Egypt, because this is how we live the value, because this is how we remember, and this is how we remember to live in this world, remembering what it was like to be enslaved, and swearing that we will do everything we can to protect those most vulnerable among us today.
Page 18.
Yiridum yiriyayo yayiraydo. Yiridum yiriyayo yayiraydo. Dum yiriyayo yayiraydo. Tiriyayo yayirayo. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha neda bakodesh. Nora tehilot osef ele. Nora tehilot osef ele. Yum tiddy day 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 oh 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 oh. Yum tiddy day day day. Yiddy dum yiddy ay oh. Yiddy day day do oh 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 oh. Yiddy dum yiddy ay oh. Yiddy day day do. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha. בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי אנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ידי די די ידי ים תידי די 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 ידי די ים תידי די 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 yiddy dum yiddy ay ay oh. Yiddy da da do yiddy dum yiddy ay ay oh. Yiddy da da do. V'ne'ema kifata Adonai et Yaakov uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai ga'a Yisrael, Gal Yisrael. So we turn the page to page 20. Ashkivenu, our prayer. It's only said in the night. Long ago, we think these were words that we would say as we were walking home. As we were walking home from shul in the darkness. Things feel different at night, don't they? Right? I'm not sure we ever really stop being afraid of the dark. So Hashkivenu is our prayer. that when the sun goes down, when things feel more raw, when things feel more vulnerable, that we find the light. Sometimes I think it's how hope works. We can't find hope within ourselves. But if we do it right, we can be the light for those around us, and they can be the light for us. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Allow us to lie and rise in peace. Shalom. Allow us to lie and rise in peace. Shalom. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot Shlomecha. Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, and cover over us tonight with a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace for you, for those you love. A Sukkot Shalom over all creation, over all creation. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. And like Rabbi Randy says, everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu leChaim. So we take a moment to raise ourselves up spiritually or to raise ourselves up physically as we enter into prayer, as we enter into the Amidah, these words that speak to the gap between the world as it is and the world as we are obligated to create. And on Shabbos, this prayer is all about rest. And God knows, and the world knows, that rest is something that is not distributed equitably. It's not something that everyone has equal access to. In fact, it seems more and more that folks don't have equal access to rest. And so we take a moment for this prayer, not just for us, but for the whole world. And we all can have this moment to Shabbat vayinafash, to rest and to be rejuvenated. Invite everyone to raise yourself up to rise on page 23. We'll begin together and then continue on our own with the words of the page, with the words of our heart through page 32. Don't let the words get in the way of your own prayer, though.
Danny, this is a good moment for me to tell you I have a message for everybody. I have a Shabbat Shalom for you all from KB.
Adonai, Sifata Tiftah, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sifata Tiftah, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Sifata Tiftah, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sifata Tiftah, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha. Take a moment for private prayer. You may be seated whenever you are done. Take a moment for Misha Berach Lecholim. A prayer for healing for those in need of a little bit of shalom, a little bit of wholeness, a little bit of shalom, a little bit of peace. For those in need of a refuat hanefesh, a healing of the soul, and a refuat haguf, a healing of the body. I know in particular tonight I'm thinking of Ed Cohn, who had back surgery today that ended up being just a little more complicated, I think, than they were planning, but hopefully is also going to bring a little more relief than they were planning. So thinking of Ed and Stacy right across the street over at Barnes. Other folks we're thinking of, other names you want to share, and cultural leadership folks, if you've got someone you're thinking of in need of healing, absolutely, we'd love to have you share those names too. And Nancy. For your friend Bev, who just lost her brother, thank you. Thank you. Thinking of Bev and her whole family. Yeah. For your Aunt Kim. Absolutely, sending healing blessings to her. Yeah. Oi. For your neighbor Carrie, thanks for thinking of her. Well, for him, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah.
Carol Portman.
For Carol Portman, thank you. Yeah. For Sylvia in Minneapolis. Send in healing prayers to a much colder place. For your niece, we think of Celeste every week, every day. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing her name here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. For Mandy. Autumn, do we have names from the stream?
Yes, we're thinking of Tammy Gordon, Lisa Howard, Kim Hamilton, Eileen Greenberg, Susan, Marlene, Janet, and my friend Brandy.
Thanks, Autumn. I'm thinking of the whole, oh yeah. Ugh. For his whole family, for the soul of our country. Thank you. Yeah.
For the teacher that the 6-year-old shot.
Ugh, yes. And for all the victims of gun violence in this world. For your friend, Elliot. Thanks for thinking of them. I'm thinking of the whole Sparks family, for those that know them. Bob Sparks, married to Zelda Sparks, died a couple days ago. So thinking of that whole family. Aaron Sparks has been a lifelong friend of mine. So for all these names, for the names we've shared, the names we hold in our hearts, the names it's too hard to say, and for ourselves, because sometimes it's hardest to say our own name. Page 34. Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi shebe bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. Blessed is the source of goodness in this world that calls us to be agents of healing. And we say, Amen. Invite everyone to rise spiritually or physically or both as we begin to conclude our service. Page 39, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, l'tekiru liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kecho hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mistachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu she'unu teshamayim v'yoser haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'ah u'shchinatu zo b'govei meromim u'Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatu b'torato v'yadata yom v'ashevota elevovecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim ima'ah v'yal haaretz mitachat enod v'nema v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom ahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Invite everyone to be seated if you're standing as we turn to page 41. At the end of every Jewish service, we take a moment for a Kaddish Yatom, or a mourner's Kaddish. We sometimes think of this as the prayer for those who have gone, but the truth is this is the prayer for those who are here, for those who are in mourning. And so we say this prayer traditionally for a full year after we've lost someone, and then every year on their yahrzeit, every year on the anniversary of their loss. And so if you're thinking of someone, if there's someone's name you're thinking of, whether it is your year of mourning, whether it's their yahrzeit, or whether you're just missing them today, I invite you to put up a hand or rise or some other way that we can acknowledge you and hear the names. Lisa? For your cross-country coach who was lost, an awful, awful shooting at your school, for all who are injured and lost their lives, and for everyone, every soul that has lost their lives in an awful, heartbreaking school shooting in this broken country. Thank you for remembering her, Lisa.
I want to remember my sister-in-law, Huxley, died 2 years ago.
For your sister-in-law. Thank you, Lisa.
My friend Nancy Cloud,
Shirley Patricia, and of course Renee Deal.
For Shirley and Renee, and for Bear, and for your friend. Thank you, Marion.
I want to remember my dear friend Dick Fay.
Thank you. Thank you.
For Liz's mom, my mother-in-law, Hannah.
For Liz's mom.
And also I'd like to mention the rest of the Torah group that's no longer with us. Paul Schumer and Larry Lynch.
For that whole Torah group, for Paul and for Gil and for so many folks. Mem, yeah, that we've lost. Thank you. Steve, yeah.
My mother, Sylvia Rosalia, she died when I was 16.
For your mom, of a blessed memory. Thank you for sharing her name with us here. For sharing a little bit of her here. Your cousin Ed. Zichrono livracha, may his memory be a blessing.
My father married in 2 weeks. He went here.
For your dad, in this first year of loss, thinking of you as you walk this path of mourning, as you come up on this first yard site. For Bear. Can't say his name too many times.
My father, Chuck Zershis, who died September 11th, and very favorite of Clark, who died December.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. Thank you.
My friend Victoria passed away December 24th from cancer.
Cat.
For my grandfather, it's his 5th yard site.
For your grandpa. I can't believe we're coming up on his yard site. For Aubrey Owitz, of a blessed memory. For your father, Fred. Thank you for remembering him here with us. I'm sorry for your losses. May their memories be a blessing. For your dad, Richard. For your grandpa. For your grandpa. Thanks for sharing his name in this space. For your dad. And for your... I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for Marshall. For your dads. The two Roberts. The two Roberts of a blessed memory.
For 2 young men who died way too young, Sid Wolf and Josh Porter. And of course for my dear friend Renee. And for Jack Oaklander.
Yeah. For Bob Sparks. Oh, yeah.
Yes, for our dear friend Hans Levy, who led a very long life, but not long enough.
But not long enough. For Hans Levy. For Hans, for Bob Sparks, of a blessed memory. For Daniel Williams, the 36-year-old man who's the dad of tomorrow's bat mitzvah student. A blessed memory for Dina Talvey Goodman, a lifelong friend. I can't believe it's been 5 years, but it has been. For Dee Dee. Invite everyone as you're able to rise as we stand shoulder to shoulder with our mourners. Autumn, did we have names from the stream?
Yes, we are remembering David Lobig, David Adelstein, Rose, and Wanda.
Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. As we say these ancient words, page 41. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye l'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam ulamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shemei Dekudasha Barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechamata, Damiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, V'chaim, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Hosei Shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen.
I neglected to say Lois Lumstein. Lois Lumstein.
Oh yeah, Lois, who we lost this week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leslie. Thinking of Lois and her whole family. Thinking of Steve, and thanks. Say shalom bimroma uyase shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Say shalom bimroma, oh say shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memories of all of those that we miss, all of those that we loved, be a blessing in our life and in our world. And we say, Amen. If you're standing, you may be seated as we take a moment for the sacred task of announcements. So the first announcement is tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here in the Oneg. Join us for what is now a monthly Jewish music jam session. No experience required, no particular talent required, just a desire to come together and make joyful noise. If you play an instrument, bring your instrument. If you don't play an instrument, bring your voice. And we're going to sing all sorts of niguns, which are wordless songs that we'll sing over and over and over again. It was a blast a month ago. You get to hear Kat play her bassoon? No. Bass clarinet. Excuse me, I am so ignorant when it comes to the wind instruments. So
We do have bassoonists, though.
Jess plays bassoon. Oh, those were not the same instrument?
Oh, Danny.
I do strings. That's what I know. But yeah. Bring any instruments. Come and just be a part of the joyful noise. It's a moment that's not performance. There are no spectators. It's just letting go of ourselves and making music together. So that's tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here. We'll end with Havdalah. And then another really exciting announcement, a spiritual enrichment weekend with Siona Benjamin, the incredible Indian Jewish artist who made our mural in our Oneg and who made our Book of Esther that's out there as well, is going to be here. Helping to dedicate the new Ark cover and the Torah cover that we have that she put together. Incredible artist. So that is February 3rd and 4th. Save the date. There's all the details. It's things happening all weekend, but all the details are on the website. And everything else you can find at centralreform.org. Any crowdsourced announcements or anything that I should say that I'm forgetting, Autumn?
I'm not sure if there are tickets left, but Monday is the Martin Luther King concert at the Symphony. It's free, but you have to register. So go to this slso.org and maybe you can come see me.
Yes, Sarah. Yeah, Dee Dee's book is coming out.
It's out. It's out.
Oh, it's out. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the bank.
Go buy. Go.
Yeah.
Dee Dee was an incredible author, incredible with words, wickedly funny. Yeah, I miss her every day. So go buy her book. Okay, let's give each other a blessing. Let's invite folks to rise as you're able, and we put our arms around each other. Thank you again, cultural leadership folks, for being here. We'll sneak outside or into the Oneg in just a moment. We'll do a quick blessing there, and then cultural leadership people, if you want to grab a little snack and come back in here, I will answer whatever questions you all may have.
Don't oppress the stranger.
May we take some of the light from these Shabbos candles, the light we hopefully feel from each other, and may we refract it out into this world. Yisadonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God grant us peace and have an awesome weekend.
Shabbat shalom.
Yes, amen, amen, amen.